Kitty man, I had a flow. Drip that's water, call that boss. You check my squad and they gon' be in cost. You better be prepared to take a loss. I left my enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce. No, it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. No, it ain't sauce. No, it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce. It ain't sauce.
Hello people, it's your boy Austin Smitty and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I will be reviewing Bob Marley One Love. And in this video, this will be another quick one. This won't be one where I hold your time for a long. It's gonna be real quick and simple. And since this is also a biopic, there won't be can't speak again. There won't be that. I won't be doing like spoilers, a spoiler section, or nothing crazy like that. I mean, but I won't be going fully into depth about certain things. Only like what the main purpose of the movie and stuff is. But let's get into it. So first, let me just say, Bob Marley One Love. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This movie is definitely a must. You definitely got to see it. It is worth every penny. The movie is mostly about Bob Marley and the band who are sought to use music to divide the country during the Cold War. And I believe during this time, during a political divisions in Jamaica, that's where Bob Marley was trying to make music to bring people together and to also speak certain messages through his music. I'm gonna say that without, yeah. And so, at least for me, the movie pretty much achieves that. There are some problems and some little mini gripes that I have with the movie, but it's not nothing crazy like how critics are saying. Maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, I don't have too many gripes. I will say this, if you are someone that really likes reggae music, you're really into Bob Marley, and you know about him, you understand him, you understand what he stood for, then you're really going to enjoy this movie. For like newcomers, I definitely would still say go check out this movie. You might find interest in Bob Marley now. You might find interest in this genre of music. You might after watching the movie, you might want to go home, do some research. I got a couple of songs I need to add to the playlist. Going to the theater, you might even get a little cool poster when you come back to the theater. So yeah, it's definitely, I would say it's definitely worth it. Has everything in it. I will definitely say that when it comes to Kingsley Benadir, I think that's Kingsley Benadir. He killed it as Bob Marley. He really killed it. Him, and I think it's Lysandra Lynch. Yeah, Lysandra Lynch. Her playing Rita Marley. I think they really nailed it, especially Kingsley, from his movements to the way he talks to the way he walks. Like he really, for a moment, I really thought I was watching Bob Marley. He really gets into the role, and I was like very surprised. I thought honestly, I was a little bit of a doubter, a little bit, but even though when I reacted to the trailer, I was a little, I was a little skeptical at first, but after watching the trailer, he got me hyped. And then after watching the movie, yeah, I was sold. He did an amazing job. And this film also really works too because they got the family involved. So his other sons are in there, like his kids. Well, they don't make appearances, but his kids and his family mostly got involved with this. So that also is where and it's a little message at the beginning. It's a little message at the beginning of the film where they talk a little bit and they say they hope that you enjoy the film, and they give us a little brief. I don't remember exactly if it was either Ziggy or it was Damien. It was one of his kids, but they do a little message at the beginning, and then as we go through, we get little scrolls. I ain't gonna say scrolls. We get little cards moments where they give us a message and they tell us exactly what's going on. They don't show a lot of things, but they mostly just tell us. That was something I had a little bit of an issue with, but I'll get into that in a second. Um, yeah, I was kind of happy that the family worked on this because then it makes it even more because they was able to really capture what their father was essentially trying to do while he was living. My main gripes is really just small stuff. It's nothing really like big. It was mostly I just didn't really like. I wish they went more into depth about his a little bit more into depth about his childhood. Most of the stuff is I ain't gonna spoil it, but most of the stuff is pretty vague, at least to me. They really only show like snippets of it. I kind of thought they was going to show like some stuff in the beginning and then show some stuff in the middle and then show some stuff at the end and do like this kind of beat point. But I guess that doesn't work with every single famous person. And here it's done good enough, but I kind of wish they went with that beat because there was some stuff like with Bob Marley's father that I wish we went a little bit more into depth with because there are some things that they just kind of skip over or they'll just tell us and not show or they'll just breeze right over it like it's not even something major. They didn't really go into about Bob and Rita's relationship too much at times. They have a good back and forth relationship. It's cool at times. They have their ups and downs, but they don't really go into depth about it. They don't even really go into depth about the kids. Which this isn't a bad thing at all. I don't think it's that much of a bad thing, but they really focus on what Bob Marley was trying to do during this time. And it takes pretty much place between the 70s and 1970, of course, to the time he died. They mostly just focus on what he did for Jamaica and what he did to bring the divided nations together. That's really what the movie was about. And if I'm judging it based off of that, it is executed well. It's just some things I wish they went more into depth about, like his childhood, showing about all his kids, how that was an issue for Rita at times. I wish they just kind of went with that. But for what we got, I think it's cool. I think it's fine. I don't think it completely ruins the movie that we didn't get any of that, but it was perfectly fine. Um, yeah, and they also don't really go into depth about like his cancer. I mean, I wanted a little bit more into depth and a little bit more of seeing him kind of like the struggle with that. It's little times where they kind of just breeze over that, but it was cool. It was fine. I forgave it. It wasn't. I didn't want. I wanted maybe a little bit, maybe like 2 or 3 more minutes. And my last problem will probably be that I felt like the movie was too short. Like after like movies like Elvis, which are like 2 hours and 40 minutes, maybe this movie didn't need to be that long. But I felt like it could have been maybe a little longer, maybe like 2 hours and 10 minutes. I felt like the stuff they just like told us, they could have at least showed us in a way. They could have showed us in a way. But I understand that's not what they was trying to do. They were just trying to show us the main point of what Bob Marley's goal was, and I think they do it well. The music is great. It comes in when it needs to come in. Bob Marley has this amazing these amazing moments where he's just vibing and then he just comes up with a cool music idea. It was really good. It was really spectacular. Um, if I was to rate this movie, how would I biopics? With biopics, a little different, but it's still kind of your standard movie rating for me. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I definitely recommend it. Like an 8 out of 10. If you're like I said, if you're really into reggae, if you're really into Bob Marley and what he stood for, or if you just love biopics, or if you want to get into something new, like or a new type of genre of music like reggae, then this is definitely for you. I would definitely check it out. This movie for me is indeed an 8 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch y'all on the next one.